Hello and welcome back to Pendor, and I just wanted to show you my stats before we go into this incredible situation. I think I should probably call it a situation because it is a very bad one, and anyway, this is not going to go well, or okay, maybe it will, okay, maybe it will go okay. Now, in my off-screen time, I have been attempting to try and recruit as many well, as many troops as I can get my hands on into the keep, as well as obviously having my knighthood order get trained, or shall we say get them equipped. But yeah, you can see exactly what's happening here. Yeah, we have a pretty bad situation on our hands. We literally have the Kingdom of Salian. I only have 8 troops, by the way, because I've literally just been running around recruiting, as I said. And yeah, so Salian declared war. Do you know that Salian declared war? I don't know actually what's happened now, and I don't know what I've told you and what has actually gone on here. But yeah, so basically this is what's happened, and I'm gonna have to go into Whitestag Castle real fast and just wait here for some time, because that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're just gonna wait here for some time. We're gonna hope and just very much, you know, have faith in whatever we believe in. The Noldor, please? maybe the Noldor could come along and actually help us here? No, that's not going to happen. I highly doubt that. Anyway, yeah, we can only hope that maybe I'm going to be able to achieve victory here. This is certainly one of those times where I would highly recommend actually speccing a bit more into tactics. If you spec a little bit more into tactics, you're going to have a much easier time of dealing with this kind of thing. Wait a minute, what's actually going on here? Are they actually fighting the Noldor right now? They are. They were fighting a very small party of Noldor. Okay, well, that doesn't really help me at all, and they've probably just gotten more Noldor, or you know, rescued a bunch of prisoners. Oh, they're leaving! Are you serious? Okay, that's insane. That is really insane. I was expecting to do a massive siege defense here, because look at how many did they have here? I think they had like what, 2,000 or something like that. I mean, they've got multiple people with 300. And where's King Ulrich, by the way? He's probably going to be here somewhere, isn't he? No, it doesn't seem like it. Where is he then? I have no idea, but whatever the case, there you go. We actually managed to avoid this for some reason. I don't know how that happened. I feel like Warband's AI is actually quite weird sometimes, because you can see here that this guy's actually coming back. Oh well, never mind. I'm going to get an army together, and then we're going to go vassal hunting by the looks of things, because I actually, well, I actually thought this was going to be an epic siege defense episode. You know, like, you know, the old days when, you know, we would go into Brittenwalder's sieges or something like that, and we would have a literal hour-long siege. Obviously, I wasn't going to show all of that, but, yeah, I thought we were actually going to have something like that happen, and that's the reason why I started the recording here, but apparently they're not deciding to do that, and instead they are just going to go off. All right, well, this means that we can at least take some revenge upon the Kingdom of Salian, potentially. And I'm just going to get my army together real fast. Alright, so I've gotten my army together, and now it's probably a good idea to try and see whether we can actually equip our forces with something a little bit better. So as you can see right here, they currently have a decent shield, decent sword. Obviously they got a bow. It would probably be a good idea to get them a helmet or something like that. Obviously, I feel like, you know what? I should get them arrows, shouldn't I? I should really get them arrows instead. So let's actually just go ahead and do that instead. I think this is going to be extremely important if we do go into a siege defense. As you can quite clearly tell, my money situation is not looking it's not looking particularly good, but that's just how it has to be, unfortunately. We just need to spend money in this particular case. It's extremely important that we make sure that all these things are taken care of as best as possible. Anyway, I've already told the Free Company fellow to follow me. This guy has a massive amount of Rangers of the Clarion Call. I think I can probably take this guy, can't I? Maybe? Do you think I can take this guy? I'm not entirely sure, but as you can see, he actually really liked it that we let him go last time. Wow, this is actually a really, really even battle. I'm actually quite surprised that it's so even. I'm actually not entirely sure why it's so even right now, because I kind of thought to myself that I had a much stronger army than he did. I kind of thought, hey, you know what? I'm kind of providing myself with a lot of advantage here, but apparently I'm not. Okay, so me going painstakingly through my garrison's list and attempting to get as many really good troops apparently didn't actually make any difference whatsoever, and now I'm in this situation, and well, that was a nice hit right there. Not too bad, not too bad. Anyway, hopefully my forces will actually be able to do something here. I'm just going to tell my archers to spread out a little bit. Going to tell my cavalry to charge in. Hopefully the Free Company fellows will actually listen to me. Got to be a bit careful about the lancing guys, as you can quite clearly tell. They're just going to murder me. Ooh, yeah, as you can see, they're going to murder me really, really easily if we allow them to. So I'm kind of hoping that we don't. We don't allow them to. Oh, dear. Oh. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. That is exactly the reason why I was wanting to be as careful as possible. I'm literally just going to retreat and then go back in. I want to fight, you know? I want to fight. I have spent so much really annoying, very minuscule time off screen, and I've literally been trying super hard here to try to maximize this situation. Obviously, bear in mind that the Empire was still at war against us in the off-screen time up until now, because obviously, as you just saw, they have actually made peace just moments before the Kingdom of Salian decided to retreat and everything, which was obviously great. It's great that they decided to retreat, of course, but I would have actually preferred it if they went in to the battle. All things considered, I feel like that actually would have been much more... well, much more enjoyable. Well, actually, you know what? Maybe it wouldn't have been, to be honest. I think we probably would have lost, actually, all things considered. Because if they have, I don't know, 2,000, maybe even 3,000 troops, I think we're probably going to end up dying. And that's not very good, you know? Dying is not the name of the game here. That's not what we're trying to do. So anyway, they have a lot of archers, so I think we're going to tell our infantry to charge in here. Going to tell my archers to move forward just a little bit. These fellows are going to be really, really difficult to deal with if we don't eliminate them, especially for our cavalry. Hopefully I'm not going to get shot in the process. I will get shot. It is inevitable. But I am going to hopefully not get killed by that guy. Oh, really? Ah, of course I take damage from him. Of course. Oh, well, let's just charge into a bunch of them, try to interrupt them as best we can. And that is all we can really hope for, you know. Attack from behind here as well. This is actually what I really appreciate about about Warband's AI. The ability for the AI to act very natural. I don't know whether you've noticed this yourself in the time that you've either been playing yourself or you've been watching me. Either way, you have this natural quality to Warband's AI sometimes. Like, for example, just see what's happening right now. Me able to attack this guy from behind right here, and actually being able to attack him from, you know, he's just wide open. You know, he's just wide open. You can attack him from any direction, and you're probably going to be absolutely fine to hit him. However, in Bannerlord, it very much changes. The dynamic changes significantly, so much so that it turns out to be a case of supernatural reflexes. I've talked about this in some Bannerlord series as well, but it's such a... Obviously, since that time, I've only played Perisno briefly in my time away from Warband, but it's such a stark difference. It is such a massive, massive difference between the two, you know, AI settings, as it were. And I personally feel like a supernatural enemy that is able to basically block any single direction on a whim. You know, for example, I'm, you know, charging at a guy and he's concentrating on, I don't know, something in front of him. And in Bannerlord, you're going to have that guy turn around. Oh yeah, he's going to turn around and then he is going to 100% be able to block you. And no matter what you're doing, if you're lancing him, or if you're I don't know, if you're using a two-handed or whatever, most of the time they will literally just do that. They will literally just turn around on a dime and, well, shoot me in the back. No, in this case, yes. But, yeah, as I said, they will be able to do that in Bannerlord. Whereas, as you saw just there, as I was charging through a couple of these archers and archer lines, these archers were scattered, they were panicked. And what is the sort of natural reaction to that? Well, they're not really going to know what's happening one way or another. They're going to be a little bit discombobulated, and as a result, you're going to have a much easier time of eliminating them, aren't you? You know, you're going to have an easier time of you know, attacking them from the flank, from the side, from the back, wherever. And it's just going to be a much more natural progression of things in regards to being able to, you know, disorganize the opponent. However, in Bannerlord that doesn't happen. As I said, they are very, very, well, very good, maybe too good at doing that whole, you know, swivel thing. You know, it's like they have their heads on a 360-degree swivel, and they're literally just able to see exactly where you're coming from, and they can block it almost every single time. But that's my experience. Maybe they're going to change it. I don't know, but as it stands right now, they are very good at blocking from any direction. It's the same thing with arrows as well. Although, to be fair, in Bannerlord, the hitboxes are a lot better. So if you have, yeah, if you're thinking, you know, from an archer's perspective, you're going to have a much better time in Bannerlord than you would in Warband, at least from my experience, because when I'm playing with a bow in Warband, every single shield is pretty much just going to cover the entirety of the person in front of you, unless you are really accurate, unless you have a really high proficiency skill and you aim for their foot or something. You know, if you aim for their foot, or they have a shield that isn't particularly good, then you can probably do something relatively effective there. But with Bannerlord, it's just so much more accurate. The hitbox, you know, of the shield only covers where the shield is most of the time. So you're not going to have those moments where you're shooting and shooting and shooting, and your arrows just don't hit anything. They just hit shield over and over again. You know, so it's actually pretty cool that is nicely refined in Bannerlord. So that's obviously one of those things. Anyway, we can just take some of this stuff. I am going to need the cash, so, I mean, obviously I have a lot of food, as you can see right here, but I will need money, yes. I will need money relatively quickly, because I am actually quite worried about it, to be honest. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to... Oh, he had a biscuit sergeant, hello. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to be able to really... Well, I don't think I can sustain the current weekly cost, let's just say that. As you can quite clearly tell, we're having some pretty big issues with the weekly cost at the moment. But maybe I can actually do something about that. Maybe that's the thing. I need to eliminate some of these Salian vassals before we do something about the garrison. Because the garrison at the moment is insane. Because basically what I did was I went over to Poinsbrook, as you might expect, because I realized, you know, in my not so infinite wisdom, yes, that my own garrison was extremely limited. And I thought to myself, ooh, that's not really good, you know, that is not really good. And I thought, we are going to need to do something about that. And so that's what I did. I went over to Poinsbrook and I just basically recruited as many mercenaries as I could get my hands on, because that's a really, really quick way of recruiting troops. However, I'm not entirely sure when my next wages are coming in. When are my next wages coming in? I actually need to figure that out. Where is that? Let's see. Weekly budget. Is it coming in soon? I can't tell. It doesn't tell me. Oh no, there we go. Next payday, March 13th. Okay, wait a minute. That's in 4 days. Okay, so if I can eliminate a couple more vassals in 4 days and then come back to the castle before the wages are taken and get rid of a lot of the mercenaries, because let's face it, mercenaries are very expensive as it is, but obviously, as I say, we got pretty lucky about that, and I did manage to sell some of my gold bars and all that other stuff. So let's actually see whether I can actually make something work here. We're going to have to work fast, and we're going to have to work efficiently. I'm not sure whether we're going to be able to do it, because we need to get some of these guys to break off from the herd, as it were. Oh, hello. Oh, you want to fight? Really? Are you serious, sir? He really does? Okay, this guy's marshal. All right. Whoa, he's got a good amount of cash right there. All right, let's do it. Okay, so I have no idea what this guy's all about. I think he doesn't have Rangers of the Clarion Call, does he? I don't think he does. I think we've already defeated that fellow. That's Duke Alamar, as far as I remember. So yeah, let's anyway just, leverage our position as having massive amounts of very good archers, or at least hopefully be able to do that. And I'm just going to try and fire a couple of arrows off. Actually got a hit right there. Obviously, I would like to try and level up my proficiency as best as I can, but I haven't really had that much luck going into battles recently, of course, because I'm literally just scrambling, feverishly to try and get my my knighthood order equipped as best as they can be, and also, of course, trying to get a bunch of troops into my garrison. I was really worried about that, actually. I thought to myself, if we get attacked, and then obviously as I was making my way back and forth from Pointsbrook, I literally had the war declaration happen, and I thought to myself, you know what, they're gonna come at me with a really large army, aren't they? And yes, they did. So I'm actually very pleased that I kind of thought, yeah, the Warband AI is definitely gonna punish me for this. So I thought, yep, okay, let's do something about it, let's do something about it. Anyway, I'm actually going to take my cavalry not over there, thank you very much. Let's take them over there, down there, thank you. And let me see if I can actually do something about them. Because we're going to try to charge at the enemies... No, don't get killed by that guy, please. Yeah, okay, so we're going to charge at the enemy's archers. Hopefully we're going to be able to do that. Ah, I'm getting shot in the back. That is not very nice. Okay, cavalry, can you actually do something, please? Okay, yeah, there we go. Nice. Okay, not too bad. My horse is doing a very good job. I'm not so much, but yeah, we do seem to be absolutely slaughtering every single person here. So I'm actually really surprised about that, to be honest, because why was he so confident? Do you know why? Do you know why he was so confident? Because from my perspective, or shall we say, he doesn't seem to have anything particularly strong, but he seemed to be extremely eager to get into battle. I'm actually very surprised about this. I'm not sure why he would be if he's not got anything too strong. It seems like he's also a person that is using a bunch of mercenary troops. It seems like everyone's scrambling to make the most of the attack. That's probably what's going on here. Anyway, let's just try and shoot a couple of these guys before I get myself inevitably murdered. Because it is inevitable at this point. What did Agent Smith say? Something like that, something along those lines. And otherwise, we can actually hopefully kill some of these guys. Oh, wow. These are just brigands. I really do not want to be killing brigands with my bow. I would like to be killing something a little bit higher level. We have piercing damage. We've got Noldor arrows. The only thing that we could do, obviously, is to, be a little bit more damaging by having a Noldor bow. But that's the thing. I'm actually not entirely sure whether I can... I don't think I can get a Noldor... Actually, you know what? I should really get a rune bow, shouldn't I? Yeah, that's the thing that I should really get. I was actually thinking of getting a sapphire greatsword. That was the thing that I was actually planning on getting first, because in the in the very likelihood, as you can quite clearly tell, we're having a lot of moments where I'm using my two-handed. You know what I mean? I'm using my two-handed so much more often. Oh, I'm dead. Yep, there you go. As soon as that happened, I have no idea why that horse was there, by the way, but. Yeah, as soon as that happened, I knew I was dead. There's just... You just can't escape. Those kinds of situations where you just get stopped dead, basically, results in you dying. Almost every single time. But obviously because I was extremely low HP, there was no chance of me escaping. Anyway, as I said, basically the reason why I wanted to go for the Sapphire Greatsword, or whatever it's called, I actually don't know whether it's a Greatsword or whatever, but whatever is the two-handed version, okay? Whatever's the two-handed version, I was actually hoping that we could go for that, because if we go into a siege defense, or if I'm, you know, I'm obviously riding around a whole bunch, as you can quite clearly see, you know, almost every single battle, I'm riding around trying to do my best to eliminate as many forces as possible. And that's the point, you know, being able to do that more effectively by having a really, really strong weapon. And I'm mostly thinking about siege defenses here, and maybe even siege offenses. Although, to be fair, a sapphire bow or a ruby bow would probably make more sense. That's the thing. You know, I'm thinking to myself right now, do I want a sapphire bow or do I want a ruby bow? They both have their you know, their strong points, and they both have their weak points. And the main reason, okay, so now here's my thinking. Usually, in every single playthrough, and this might come as a surprise, maybe it is, maybe it will, maybe it won't, I don't know. But in every single playthrough that I have had, I have always taken the ruby rune bow. That's it. I have always taken the ruby rune bow, nothing else. And you may think, oh, okay, well, why is that? Okay, well, my thinking on it, and I'm just going to get rid of a couple of these guys, because while they are, in my opinion, probably pretty good, we're going to have to get rid of some of them for our wages to go down anyway, and I might as well swap them out for some of these other fellows that can level up and hopefully become something relatively strong. But yeah, anyway, so the point is, the reason why I want to go for the ruby bow, or at the very least, the reason why I used to go for that almost all the time, is because of the expenditure of arrows. Now, obviously, in a siege defense, if you think about a siege defense in Warband, it might be a bit difficult to get arrows back. You know, your arrows are going to be really, really hard to get back unless you can scavenge them from the walls, you know, because that's obviously a thing that you can do. You can scavenge them from the walls, from enemies, shooting into them, and so on and so forth. It's easy enough to get arrows back that way. But it's very clunky, and it opens you up to a lot of potential damage if you're not careful. Sometimes it's just unavoidable that you're going to get shot. And so obviously that's that. You know, so that's the reason, you know, because obviously Sapphire Bow, it's like a machine gun, right? It's like a machine gun. The Sapphire Bow fires so incredibly fast that you're literally going to be eating arrows, and they will have been expended in, I don't know, less than a minute probably. Well, less than a minute, less than 2 minutes, something like that. Whereas the Ruby Bow is slower, and, you know, that means that you can actually have a bit more control over how many arrows you use. That's literally the only reason. That is literally the only reason why I would take the Ruby Bow over anything else. But the Sapphire Bow, in my opinion, is probably the overall better version, because it does increase your overall, you know, effectiveness over time. So if you have a shorter battle, for example, you're going to have a much easier time of using the Sapphire Bow, because it is just, it's obvious, you know, it's obvious, because if you don't have a lengthy siege or a lengthy battle, you're never going to run out of arrows in that time, and the Sapphire Bow is going to provide you with much more value in that time in comparison to the Ruby Bow, which is probably not even going to be able to fire half of your arrows. So that's the main concern. Whereas obviously in Bannerlord, you literally, I'm obviously just talking about Bannerlord here just as a, you know, a direct comparison. You don't really have to worry about replenishing your arrows at all in a siege defense, because you of course have those arrow barrels all over the place, and they're really, really easy to replenish. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, as I say, I think it will probably be the case that I will go for a Sapphire two-handed sword or whatever else that they have available there, because obviously, as I said to you before, I do have the submod, the Arsenal of Al-Aziz. I do have that installed at the moment, so that means that you know, we can maybe see some extra rune weapons, because there are some extras that I have not used before that are included with the mod. Obviously, they add a whole bunch of different choices, and I can't wait to see, actually. I really cannot wait to see. So I'm very much hoping that I will hopefully be able to force the Kingdom of Sarlian into some kind of peace agreement, maybe something like that, relatively quickly here. I don't really want to continue fighting them if I can help it, or if I'm able to continue fighting them, I hope to be able to gain the upper hand in some way. Because, well, if we can take Laria, that would be an absolutely fantastic boon for us in almost every single respect. But the problem is, if. Can we? Can we take it? That's the question. I don't know. That's a very big question mark over that. But I'm thinking that, hey, you know what? I have Sorain with us. We may want to make Sorain into a vassal. I'm actually not entirely sure. Is he a... no, I think he is an upstanding one, isn't he? I think he's good-natured or something like that. I actually can't remember. But I think he's okay. So, yeah, I actually found Sorain as well, obviously, and I also found Sir Jocelyn, hilariously enough. And, yeah, I was able to recruit both of them. There's Sorain right there. So I'm going to be making one of them, well, obviously not Sir Jocelyn, but Sorain into a vassal. I also found Sir Roland as well, hilariously enough. Not entirely sure why I was able to find all these guys in a row, but I was able to. Wait a minute, this guy is bad-tempered, so I guess I'm just gonna... You know what? I'm just gonna let him go just because... Should I? I kind of feel like I don't want to, because if I let him go, he's just gonna come back with around, you know, 120 or 140 units, and he's just gonna be annoying, but I need the honor, so I kind of have to let him go. There's another gold bar. Hello, my friend, Gold Bar. Yes, you will hopefully help me out here in the coming times. Okay, wait a minute. What's the date? Oh, the date is the 10th. Okay, that's absolutely fine. So we shouldn't be having too many problems right now. That should be fine. I don't know where these guys are going, actually. You know what? I'm just going to go back to Laria. I'm just going to go back to Laria right now because I cannot waste time running after them. So what we're going to do is... Should I go for this? They have a bunch of ranges of the Clarion Call, don't they? Oh, this is real bad. Okay, Whitestag Castle it is. I will go back to Whitestag Castle. And we will do a little swappy swap with the marshal, you know, appointment, whatever. So I'm going to replace Anson, and I'm going to be the marshal this time. And I'm also going to, of course, equip my troops with something a little bit better. So T-Knights, they definitely deserve better helms. Yeah, as you can see, they definitely need a better helm. So I'm going to get them something that is quite cool for them. So something that fits. I need something that's a little bit blue. So what about this? This fits, right? Yeah, I think that fits quite nicely. I'm not going for the best armor here because I'm just wanting to go for something that's a bit themed so that they look kind of cool, you know what I mean? You kind of want your units to look cool, right? So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to go for something else here as well. Actually, what do we need for the sergeants? Because we've got some pretty good stuff for them already. I'm thinking boots? Yeah, I'm thinking boots. I mean, they already have, as you can see, they already have their arrows, their bows, shield, longsword. They already have chest piece. Yeah, so it seems like boots are probably going to be relatively good for them. So we're going to go for... they're kind of golden yellowish. So we could either go for the Ornate Greaves or the Jatu Guards. I think we'll go for the Ornate Greaves. I think that seems kind of cool. I like those a little bit more than the Jatu stuff. Makes them seem a little bit more intimidating because they're a bit more armored, you know, that sort of thing. And yeah, we're done. Okay, great. So that's wonderful. And now we can just move on. And this is where I am now going to be asking Sir Rain to be a vassal. Hopefully he's actually going to be relatively... Why does he have no... Oh, he has 3 in leadership. Okay. He's only level 15. Are you serious? He's only level 15? I'm actually really surprised about that. Alright, well... oh, he hasn't actually done this before. Oh, I should probably do that. Okay, yeah, he's going to go off and he's just going to spread word. I think, yeah, Sir Roland is also already doing that. He has been told to go off and do that. And hopefully he's going to bring back some rather wonderful troops for us as well. Okay, yeah, so Kavera also leveled up. She's actually turning into an absolute monster, by the way. Whenever she's in melee combat, she literally just kills absolutely everything in the vicinity until she gets eliminated. It's really quite astounding. Yeah, so we can also place these guys in the garrison here so that they don't slow us down. That's going to be a big problem if we need to run away. And I am actually going to be speaking to one of our people. Doesn't really matter who it is. And we're just going to call for a campaign. We're just going to call for a campaign and hopefully have Anson and Alistair turn up. And I'm actually going to have to sort out my garrison a little bit. Ah, looks like some dramatic stuff is going on. Yes, the Empire has declared war against the Kingdom of Sarlian, which is absolutely perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to be really, really cheeky right here, and we're going to try to attack Laria. Now, I have called for a campaign. Hopefully that's going to... Well, I don't know whether it's going to make any difference, but 9 hours for me to be able to build these ladders. Very much hoping that... you know, Anson and Alistair are going to be coming along. So are they actually going to come along? Are you coming? Are they? Oh, they're not coming. Of course, of course. Okay, we're going to have to go in here by ourselves. Absolute imbeciles. I can't believe it, really. I can't believe that I have to deal with this myself. But yes, anyway, I'm just going to get shot very, very early on, of course, because this is indeed a siege. And I don't have a shield, because that's wonderful, isn't it? Yeah, I decided, oh yeah, you know what? In this series of Pendor, I'm not going to have a shield. What a smart idea that was. Yeah, great. Anyway, hopefully I'm going to be able to do something. Anyway, wow. Okay, yeah. This is the reason why Laria is something that you definitely want to try and take with friends. Yeah. You want to take this with friends as best as you can, because otherwise you're literally going to have this situation where you're just going to get wrecked. You know, you're just going to get wrecked all over the place, because these guys are so incredibly damaging. Can I actually do some damage here? Yeah, I can. Oh, nice. We actually eliminated one. Wow, can you believe it? I am very surprised. Okay, let's just try and kill these guys as best we can as well. I mean, they don't have shields, so I might as well, right? Might as well. He says, not having a shield. Ah, yeah, no, don't die, come on now. You can't get killed by this random. Thank you. Oh, kill that guy, guys. Yes. Nice, there we go. We eliminated that ranger of the Clarion Call. That's very good. Let's try and eliminate some more of these Larian Sentinels, please. The more of those that die, the better. Because then we no longer have to deal with them. And we don't have to worry about them absolutely murdering us. But, yeah, because I wanted to wait for Anson and Alistair, I'm now in a really poor situation. I probably should have just gone in and just said, you know, screw it, whatever. You know, we're just gonna randomly do something. And it seems like we're actually doing fantastically well so far. I'm actually really surprised about that. I would have expected us to really suffer here. But I'm actually really pleasantly pleased. Okay, wait a minute. No. Am I being shot from somewhere else? No, I don't think so. Do you think I can charge in? Do you think I can charge in right now? I'm thinking it's unlikely. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna wait real fast, because what we want to do here. And now this is a strategy that I've used many times in the past. Hopefully it's going to work out here. I don't know whether it is, but hopefully it is. And basically what it is timing your charge. It sounds such a basic, it's such a basic thing, but it's very important to time your charge adequately. Hopefully I'm not going to die in the meantime. Okay, so new enemies are coming. So we're just going to charge. We're just going to charge everyone, apart from the archers, of course. And I'm hopefully going to be able to get up there myself. Please don't shoot me. Okay, let's go up here. Okay, no, kill him, kill him. Yeah, there we go, there we go. Kill that guy. Okay, I do not want to be first. I don't want to be first. Ah, fine, fine. I'll go first then. I'm gonna die, aren't I? Yeah, I'm so easily gonna die here. Oh no, this is very bad. I really wish I had more HP, to be honest. He says, not putting any points into Iron Flesh until the last 2 levels. Yeah, that's great, isn't it? Wonderful, wonderful. Oh well, never mind. I am gonna die here, but I might as well eliminate a couple of extras. We're probably going to have to retreat as a result of this, unfortunately. But there's not much more I could do, you know? There isn't much more I could do. We're now going to have our archers obviously inevitably charge in. I would have liked to go in here, eliminate as many forces as possible. Obviously, we've only eliminated 200, right? We've only killed 200. That's not a lot, you know? That is not a lot. And I'm probably going to be retreating right now. We did get some more reinforcements coming in. Do you think we can do it, actually? They've got 700 here. I think it's looking unlikely. I think it's looking unlikely, but shall we just see what happens? I think we should probably just see what happens, okay? We'll try it. We'll try it and see. But this is not a good look right now. This is not a good look right now. This is looking kind of risky. And if we can't get onto the battlements, which is exactly what I was attempting to do, but if we can't, then we are inevitably just going to get stuck in the bottleneck, and we'll just get shot over and over again by the wonderful, you know, Rangers of the Clarion Call and the Larian Sentinels, if we haven't already eliminated all of them, of course. And ideally, what would have been great is if we could have come in here, killed 200 and then retreated and then come back in and then finish the job, and that's it. That's probably what we would have been able to do in other situations, but I think we're losing too many forces to actually make this work. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to retreat here. Really don't want to do that, obviously, but you know, it's kind of necessary. We've eliminated 300. I don't know. I think we probably, yeah, we would have had some big issues here. So yeah, otherwise, as you can see, they have 500 remaining. We can make our way out of here, hopefully, quite quickly. There's Anson. He's actually doing battle with someone as well, so I should probably go and help. And now those guys are literally not bothering, aren't they? The Kingdom of Salian. They're grinding my gears. That's all I can say. They're grinding my gears pretty hard here. Because Laria was within our grasp. Well, that's the funny thing. I think personally, what I should actually do is I should put all of my forces into my garrison at Whitestag Castle, and then I should literally just take out as many mercenary troops as possible and then just throw them against the walls, and that's it. I should probably just do that. That's probably going to make a little bit more sense than, you know, throwing our really, really good units at them. Because even though they are able to get a significant amount of kills, I think I could probably use mercenary crossbowmen and sharpshooters and so on and so forth, and just have a grand old time like that. That's probably going to be the only thing that we can do. Oh, Biscuit Sergeant, look at that. A Biscuit Sergeant actually doing some damage. Nice. Oh, that's what I like to see. That's wonderful. That's something that we haven't seen at all yet, basically, because my forces are pretty terrible. I mean, you know, my CKO is really not very good at the moment, but they are able to absolutely murder with these Noldor weapons. So I'm actually very pleased to see that happening. I'm actually not entirely sure who's using this. Anson? Is Anson using these? Yeah, I guess so, right? Yeah, I guess he's using them. That's actually pretty wonderful. But hopefully we can get a couple more of those ourselves as well. I actually do have 29 noblemen or something like that, and I do need to get some trainer skill for one of my companions, I guess, or for a couple of our companions, because it does stack, of course, it does stack, and it would probably be pretty useful for us to have that in decent number. It's actually quite funny to say that, because in previous series of Pendor, I've literally had insane amounts of trainer skill with a lot of different companions, because I've always been thinking about, you know, how to level up troops. But in this one I haven't actually done that at all, and it seems to be going okay, but I feel like I am definitely lacking in terms of passive experience generation. And that's kind of the thing that obviously Trainer is meant to do. You're supposed to be able to level up forces without having to enter battles all the time. So that's something that I probably should have done a little bit earlier, but oh well, never mind. There you go. Okay, so we got back a little bit of our renown from that, and yeah, there we go. Alright, so this guy obviously doesn't like us at all, but I should probably just let him go, shouldn't I? For the honor, I guess. I mean, I know that sometimes when you speak to these guys again, they basically don't like you so much. And then they, you know, reduce their relation with you and so on and so forth. And yeah, I don't know. Anyway, basically, yeah, so my honor is 35. You don't lose 20 honor when you retreat. You just lose 20 renown. And then as far as I'm aware, you lose 1 honor or something like that, or 3 or something. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure how much you lose, but it's definitely not 20. That's that would be quite ridiculous. Or at least I don't think you lose 20, because I had, I think, 30 or something before we went into to that siege, basically. And now I have, you know, 20. No, I had 30. And then we went into that thing, and I still have, like, you know, 30 something odd. So, you know, it's absolutely fine. Anyway, we're just going to level up Julia once again, I think, and we're going to go for another point in power draw. She's basically going to be a horse archer, as well, as you may or may not know. And we're going to continue leveling up Adonia in tracking, and we could probably get her some trainer skill, I guess. What else can she do? She's not really designed for anything else right here. We could get her some more riding skill for better horses, I guess. Maybe some better horses might be nice for her. And yeah, there we go. That's all that we're going to do right there. All right, so yeah. So Anson only has a very, very small amount of troops. I'm not sure where his entire force went, because I saw him actually leading a party of 200. So that was a bit weird. That seems to have gone out the window. But we are now, yeah. We can do this, by the way. We will take this, and it's just a matter of us reconsolidating. I'm gonna literally pay 42,000. I will literally pay the weekly cost, because my mercenary troops are gonna come in mighty handy here. I'm gonna change up my strategy a little bit, and we're gonna go back to Whitestag Castle, take out all those mercenary troops, swap out my current army, take all the mercenary troops, and then go into Laria with the Free Company, and we're just gonna throw those guys at the walls, and hopefully that's going to work out. I don't know. I think it will. I hope it will, at least. And we'll see what will happen in the next episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.